Oh, okay. Hi, good evening, guys. Hello, everyone. Am I audible to you all? Hello. Hi. Am I audible? Can you please confirm? Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible to everyone right now. Is it now fine? Is it now fine? Let me know, guys. Okay, so guys, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Essentials 2.0. And we are here in JavaScript 0 to Hero Day 1 program. Um, I'll shortly bring in your instructor, which is Saurabh sir. Okay. Before that, I just want to do some bit of interaction with you all. But before that, yes, there is some noise, some noise, beeping sound from my side. Sorry for that. Actually, I'm having power issues here, and that's my backup actually making that sound. Kindly adjust with that for 5 minutes because I'll quickly go away, and the Saurabh sir would be there to take this session ahead. Okay, before your session start, guys, I just want to make some announcement and need to interact with you. Okay, first of all, let's have a quick chat here in the YouTube comments. So let me know, guys, from what all places actually you're watching this session. Where do you belong to? And I'm here right now in Odisha, Bhubaneswar, to be very specific. And from what all places you are actually watching this session, can you all please mention in the chat, in the comment? Also, I would like to see this some good, nice emojis, your favorite ones in the comments. Okay, so yeah, Gaurav, like everything, like if these sessions are for beginners. So yeah, I'm now seeing people putting up their places: Uttarakhand, Rajkot, Gujarat. Yes, great. Okay, what about others? Can you all please mention Himachal Pradesh, Agra, West Bengal, Bangalore, Madhya Pradesh, New Delhi, Noida, Rajahmundry? That's great. MP, Chennai, Agra. Okay, Tamil Nadu. So there are people from many places, and I think from every corner of this country. Kerala again, Meerut, Kerala, Mumbai, UP, Mumbai. Okay, that's great. Pune, Bangalore. That's nice. So nice. Thank you all for joining in, guys. And this is Essential 2.0 JavaScript 0 to Hero Day 1 program. So, okay, so I'll just bring in your instructor for this, and he's Saurabh Gupta. So, hi, sir. Good evening.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Also,
Am I
sir,
audible?
one heads up to you. Yeah, you're audible, sir. One heads up to
Okay.
you. My backup is making this beep sound. So I'll just quickly move away so that won't be any problem anymore. You can
Not a problem, sir. Not a
run
problem.
your sessions in peace. So, guys, I wanted to make some announcement before actually Soros starts this session and get into this JavaScript. We know all Soros is amazing trainer, is also an amazing developer there. Okay, so I'll just quickly make some announcement and I'll go away and I'll not keep you all more to start the session. Okay, so the announcements are this time we are having two kinds of certificate, guys. One is the participation certificate, or you can say attending certificate, and second one is completion certificate. So who would get this attending or participation and this completion? So if you attend all these three classes, and also one career session would be there, career and placement session would be there on Monday, next Monday, career session would be there. If you attend all this session and put your attendance, then you'll be given participation certificate, guys. But if, along with putting your attendance, if you also submit your assignment and project, whatever sir would be giving in this entire 3 day session, you'll be giving some assignment and projects. So you have to submit them, and only if you submit all the assignments, you will be getting completion certificate, guys. Also, this time we are also sending out physical copy of completion certificates, guys. So if you want physical certificates, anyway, you'll be getting a digital copy of it. Also, we are sending a physical certificate, which is actually like from LetsUpgrade, ITM group of institutions, NSDC, and Skill India. If you want that certificate, don't only attend the session, also submit all the assignments, and you'll be getting a certificate from us. Okay. So all the links, necessary links, are there in the description of this video, guys. Attendance form link is already pinned in the comments. Okay, you can find all respective links, like where to submit. A major question I see every time: where to submit the assignment, where to submit the assignment. So guys, you can check the description. Also, my team members are there. They would be putting it in the chat regularly. So you can find out their assignment submission form. There you can submit your assignment. Finally, that all will be evaluated at the end of your course, and based on that, you will be sent an email based on your eligibility, whether you will get completion or not. Okay. Fine. So all you put attendance, all of you put attendance for all this session, you get a participation certificate. Okay, and you submit all assignments. Along with that, you get a completion certificate and a physical copy of it. So I'll not take any more time. I'll just like go into taxes now. Happy learning, guys. Saurabh sir, all up to you. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, can anyone like share my screen? Yeah, thank you so much. So, okay. Hello guys, hello everyone. I hope I'm audible. Good evening, all of you. Good evening, and I again welcome you all to an essential JavaScript session. And first of all, I would like to tell you I'm really, really very excited for teaching JavaScript again on YouTube. So I hope I'm audible. I hope you can see me clearly. I hope you can see my screen. So please tell me, everyone, are you guys excited to learn JavaScript with me? Come on, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Please let me know. Are you guys excited? I just want to see the excitement in the chat. Okay, because if you are excited, then I'm really excited then, right? For teaching you. And yes, I can also see a lot of familiar names. So welcome back, guys, because I think I have seen some names in previous sessions, previous what do you call JavaScript essentials and all the other essentials as well. So yep. Okay, that is really great. That is really great. Okay, cool. So I would like to tell you first that the session that we have here is a 3-day essential. So we don't have a lot of days, okay? But you don't have to worry about it. We will try to do our best in the next 3 days, okay? So we'll start from the basic of JavaScript and we'll try to learn some complex things in JavaScript as well in the easiest manner possible, okay? So we have a 3-day session. Okay, guys. So first of all, I'd like just inform you that this session, this JavaScript essential session, is a 3-day session. Okay, so we are going to cover almost all the basics of JavaScript that is needed to start like with JavaScript development in here. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready, everyone. Okay, I can see again some familiar names. So that's really great. That is really great. Okay, first of all, guys, tell me like how many like from you are like familiar with JavaScript? Come on, just let me know. I just want to see here. I just want to see how many of you guys are actually familiar with JavaScript. Like how many of you already know a little bit of JavaScript? Okay, come on, guys. And yes, one more thing. For people who don't know me, my name is Saurabh Gupta, and I'm a full stack developer by profession. And I also teach at LetsUpgrade. And I'd love to like teach you on YouTube. Okay. So that's okay. Okay, I can see here. Okay, so the question was how many of you know a little bit of like at least the basic of JavaScript, the fundamentals of JavaScript. I just want to know. I just want to know. Okay, a lot of people are saying, okay, total new, not a problem at all. Total new. If you guys are totally new, you don't know anything about JavaScript, that's totally cool because you don't have to worry. We are going to start from scratch, from understanding JavaScript to writing it and to making something. Okay, up to Dome. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. So a lot of people here are new learners. A lot of people here, okay, have some previous language basics, like they know C and everything. Okay. So if you're from any other language, if you're coming from C language or C++ language, not a problem at all, because then it will be really easy for you to understand. If you already know a little bit of JavaScript, then again, it will be easy. And if you don't know anything, don't worry. We are going to start from the very, very, very scratch. Okay, everyone? So if you don't know anything, don't worry. Don't worry at all. We are going to start from very scratch, from the very basic of JavaScript. Okay? But if you know a little bit of HTML and CSS, then that will be the best thing. If you know a little bit of HTML and CSS, again, if you don't know, not a problem at all, because we only have 3 days. So we are not going to build any big project in here. We'll try to make small things. Okay. So a lot of HTML, CSS is not needed. But if you know, then it's amazing. If you don't know, not a problem. You can still watch, you can still understand everything, and then go back and start learning HTML and CSS. Because that's again easy. Learning HTML and CSS is one of the easiest things in web. So you can simply go on. You can also watch my previous videos on Let's Upgrade channel where I have taught HTML and CSS from basics. So you can again see that. So if you know a little bit of HTML and CSS, that's cool. That's really cool. But I just want to let you know that this session is not about HTML and CSS. But don't worry, if you have any doubts about it, we're going to talk about it. I'll answer all your doubts. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you know it, that's amazing. Okay, cool, amazing, amazing, guys. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's get started with it. Okay, so first of all, okay, just to start with, I just have like one simple question. All of you just answer me, what according to you is JavaScript? Come on, I just want to see like what answers you guys give. Okay, so whatever you know, wrong, right, doesn't matter. Don't go anywhere. Don't go for searching. Whatever you know, whatever you understand about JavaScript, I just want to know that. So don't go on internet, don't search for answers. I don't want you guys to go on internet and search what is JavaScript. I just want to know whatever you know, your definition of JavaScript. Because if you know it, you might be knowing a little bit about it, right? So you can tell it. You can tell about JavaScript. So I just want to know, what do you know? Okay, EC, I know Python, that's cool. It will still help. If you know any programming language, understanding JavaScript is very easier for you. So don't worry. Brain to a project, it's coding, client-side scripting language, web developing language. User can get familiar with like user interface, client-side language, use for web development, performing function, programming language, and case-sensitive language. Brains of website. Okay, that's really cool answer, Ashwani. That's yeah. Okay, that's cool. It's a client-side language used at a backend development language, help to design games, scripting language. Okay, you guys are almost correct. There's nothing wrong here. And yes, you guys can also answer server-side language, because after 2009, JavaScript also became a server-side language, and now currently it's one of the most popular and most used server-side language. Scripting language for making website interactive. Yep, that's correct answer, Zygam. That's cool. Okay, so a lot of you guys know what JavaScript is, and that's really cool. But again, we are going to start from scratch. So we'll again understand what exactly JavaScript is for all the people who are new here, for all the people who don't know anything about JavaScript. Okay, so let's start. Okay, and one more thing I just want to tell you is the editor, the code editor that I'm going to use, that means the text editor or code editor, whatever you call it, the software that I'm going to use to code my things here is going to be VS Code. Okay, one of the most famous, one of the most easiest to use tool for writing code. So I'm going to use VS Code. And for people who are new, who don't know from where to get it, so I'll just show you. It's very simple to find. Open up your browser, go in the famous search engine Google, and just search for VS Code download. And here we go. Okay, so here we go. This is the link, download Visual Studio Code. So just search for VS Code download and simply you'll get to this website. Just go here and simple. So now depending on your OS, okay, if you're using Linux, if you're using Mac, if you're using Windows, depending on your OS, just click on a button. It will download a exe for you. It will maybe download a MSI for you, and you know how to install things, right? You will have installed a lot of things. You have PCs, so you have installed everything. So just double click on it, agree on everything. Don't worry about it right now. If you're a beginner, just agree on everything and it will be installed. Okay, so really simple, not a problem at all. VS Code download in Google, come to this website, depending on your OS, download it, and that's it, done. And after downloading it, you simply go in your search box and search for Visual Studio Code. You should get this. If you get this, it is installed. And once you have installed, if you open it, it will look like this. And that's it. That's all we need here. A simple VS Code editor and a simple browser. To start with JavaScript, we just need these two things: browser and a code editor. Okay, and if you want, you can use anything else. If you don't want to use VS Code, you can go for Sublime Text, you can go for Bracket, you can go for Atom, you can go for anything. So don't worry at all, guys. If you are familiar with any other code editor, go for it. Not a problem at all. I'm not stopping you. I'm not forcing you to use VS Code. It is just, this is something that I use, I like. Okay, and a lot of people in the world also like. But if you know Sublime Text, if you know brackets, go for it. Not a problem at all. Just don't use Notepad. You know, right? You should not use Notepad. Okay, that's cool. Now then, let's start. And to start with, I simply want to like create a basic notepad file. So just for this, I use notepad just to write few things. So whatever I tell, I just want to write it so that it's easier for you to understand. So let me just open a notepad for you, okay, where basically we'll write some definitions and we'll try to understand what I'm saying. Okay, so we are here to learn about this JavaScript. Okay, cool. So what is JavaScript? Okay, so JavaScript is a programming language. You can also call it a scripting language. And don't worry, I'm also going to tell you what is the difference between programming language and a scripting language. But not a problem because 99% they are same. Okay, they are mostly same. So you can consider JavaScript a programming language, a scripting language, doesn't matter. JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. This is the definition that you'll find mostly on the internet. Okay, so basically I'll explain you everything about it. Okay, so JavaScript, it is what? It's a client-side scripting language. And we'll try to understand every bit of it so that you can understand JavaScript at its very core. Okay, so now let's try to understand. So first of all, we can simply ignore the language because we know what it means. Language is something in which you can write or read or do whatever you want, right? You can read, you can write, you can speak. So that is a language. So you can remove it. Not a problem at all. Remove the language. We have to understand the main points. Client side scripting. What is client side scripting? Again, when I say scripting, it's just the way you write your code, right? What is programming? The process of writing a program. What is scripting? The process of writing a script. Simple. So whatever code you write can be called as a script. Whatever code you write can be called as a script. And that's why JavaScript is considered as a scripting language. Or if you write a program, it's a programming language. Don't worry, this is not the real answer. It's just of the way of understanding. Okay. So scripting, you do scripting. That's why JavaScript is a scripting language. The main thing here is to understand this. Now see, C language, C is a programming language, C++ is a programming language, Java is a programming language because you write programs by using those languages. That's why they are called programming languages. You write scripts or programs in JavaScript as well. That's why you can call JavaScript as a programming language or a scripting language. Doesn't matter. But what exactly is the meaning of client side? Okay, so let's try to understand this now. Okay, and now JavaScript has evolved. Till 2009, it was only client side. Now it has evolved. Now JavaScript can do something much more than this. And we'll try to talk about that as well. But don't worry. First of all, let's start from here. Because JavaScript also started from here. So let's start from here. Okay. Now, you have to understand it like this. JavaScript is a scripting language or a programming language for a specific environment. That is for the web. And when I say for the web, I mostly mean for the browser. When I say for the web, I mean for the browser. Okay. Now, let's try to understand. Now, you know that every language that you use, every language that you write has an environment, right? If you want to run C language, you first install C compiler. If you want to run Java, you install JDK, right? So if you want to run any language, if you want to write and execute any language in your computer, you need an environment to run it. So you install the compiler or you install the files needed to do it. So basically, you set up the environment for that particular language in your PC so that that language you can write it and you can execute it, right? So you set up an environment for the language that you want to use, right? So the environment for JavaScript is this tool. Okay, this one. Browser is the by default environment, running environment or executing environment of JavaScript. That means you don't need to install any additional things. If you have a browser, you can run JavaScript. Like for example, for C, you install C compiler, right? For Java, you install JDK. For different languages, you install different environments for it in your PC. For JavaScript, you only need a browser. That means JavaScript runs on a browser. Is that clear? So whatever website, for example, any website in the world is using JavaScript. Okay, when you load that website, the JavaScript in that website uses your browser to run it. That means, for example, if you load Facebook, okay, if you simply load Facebook in your browser, so whatever programming Facebook has done using JavaScript, that particular JavaScript is actually running in your browser, in your PC's browser. Okay, so the first point is JavaScript's running environment is nothing but your browser. Second thing, JavaScript runs in the browser in which the site has been loaded. That means if you load that particular site, JavaScript will execute in your browser. If I load that site, JavaScript will execute in my browser. If someone else loads that website, JavaScript will execute in that browser. Are you guys understanding my point here? And that's why JavaScript is also known as a client-side language. That's why JavaScript is known as a client-side language, because it executes on the person loading the website, on the person using the website, the client. We are client, right? If I'm using a website, I'm client. If you're using a software, you're a client. You know what is a client, right? If I'm making the website, I'm the developer. And if you're using it, you're a client. And JavaScript uses the client's browser to execute itself. And that's why JavaScript is considered as a client-side scripting language. Basically, you write programs that perform operations in the website. Okay, you write programs that perform. Don't worry, we are going to talk about this as well. We are just trying to understand why it is called client-side, because it executes in the client's browser. It did not execute on the server or anywhere in the development area. No, it is executing, it is using your PC. It is using your PC CPU to execute itself. Is that clear? And that's why JavaScript is considered as a client-side language, because it runs in the browser of the client. Are we cleared, everyone? Are we understanding why it is called client-side? Don't worry about the technical terms about the programming. We're going to talk about everything. This is the first line that I wanted you guys to understand, because a lot of people tell me JavaScript is a client-side language. It's a client-side language, but no one really knows what exactly is the meaning of client-side. They don't know what is the meaning of. They know server-side. They understand server-side, but they don't know what is client-side. That's why I just wanted to let you know what exactly is client-side. Okay, everyone. So guys, have you understood why JavaScript is called as a client-side language? And are you understanding everything that I'm telling you right now? Everyone, come on, tell me. Are you guys understanding everything that I'm telling here? Okay. Come on, guys, tell me, are we understanding everything? I want answers from everyone. I want everyone, single one of you to understand everything that I'm telling here. Okay. And I think the chart is delayed a little. Okay. That is really cool. Amazing. Is the chart delayed? I think. Okay, now I have started getting the charts. Okay, that's cool. Now then, let's move ahead a little. Okay. Rashmi is asking, will you cover Ajax? I'll try. Let's see what we can mostly do in 3 days. I'll try to do it as well. Don't worry. So if we definitely get time, I'll try to teach you, not exactly like the Ajax. Let's try to learn how to perform networking using JavaScript. So if we have time, I'll teach you how to perform networking using JavaScript, how to actually call APIs using JavaScript. I'll show you that, how to do it. Okay. Sandhya, Sandy, what do you like guys want me to repeat? Simple. JavaScript executes in the browser, in the client browser, in the browser of the person that is using that website, the client browser. And that's why it is considered as a client-side language. That's it. Simple. Okay, so all the people who are joining late, don't worry. You can still go a little back and understand what I explained. Okay, everyone? Cool. That's really cool. I think you have to reinstall Ayush. That happens sometimes. I think you should reinstall your VS Code once. Okay. Okay. JavaScript is a client-side scripting language which executes in the client browser when the website is loaded, and that's all. Now we are also going to understand what is the main use of JavaScript. This was just a normal answer. This was just a simple definition. We're also going to understand what is the actual use of it. Okay, so let's move ahead. One more thing, guys. Now, till 2009, this was the only answer that you can give about JavaScript. That JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. But in 2009, okay, a person named Ryan, I'm not going to explain a lot about it because you're going to learn it in future, but right now, so in 2009, a person named Ryan Dahl created something called as Node.js, and you might have heard of it. You might have heard of it. You might have heard of it, Node.js, because if you're in the IT field, you have heard of Node.js definitely. So in 2009, a person called Ryan Dahl created, or you can invented, or whatever you call it, created something called as Node.js. Okay. Now, what exactly is Node.js? So till 2009, people used to say JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. JavaScript is just a client-side scripting language till 2009. But in 2009, a person named Ryan Dale invented or created something called as Node.js. Okay. Now, I'm definitely sure that you guys have heard of Node.js, but let's try to understand. Okay, but before that, I just want to ask, what do you guys understand about Node.js? Anyone, come on. What is Node.js according to you? If you've heard of it, just tell me whatever you know about it. I just want to see what have you understood about Node.js. Come on, guys, tell me. What is Node.js according to you? What is Node.js according to you? Come on, guys, I'm waiting. Tell me. And EC, once again, repeat. What do you want to repeat, buddy? Why JavaScript is a client-side language? Again, it's simple because it executes in the browser of the client. So basically, if I'm using Facebook, I'm the client of Facebook, right? I'm the client of that website, and the JavaScript that they are using in their web page, in their website, is executed in my PC. It's using my PC's memory, my browser. So that's why it's a client-side language. Used for backend development, backend language, server-side scripting language, JavaScript runtime. Okay, that's a correct answer. Okay. Language, environmental, only know the name. Okay. So few of you have given correct answer. That's cool. Okay. And a lot of people have like, I know that's a simple like assumption that Java Node.js is a server-side language. Okay, but that is something that is wrong. So don't worry, we're going to clear it out. Built on Chrome JavaScript runtime for easily building fast and scale. Okay, I think that's the definition, Akash, that you got from Internet Buddy, right? That's fine. If you have written it, that's totally fine. Okay. Okay, yeah, Britesh, that's the correct answer, buddy. Yeah, okay. Okay. So first of all, guys, I would like to like clear out the wrong things. Okay. The first thing is Node.js is not a language. Node.js is not a server-side language. No, 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 not at all. Okay. So Node.js is first of all not a language. Node.js is not a database. Okay. So for people understanding that Node.js is a what do you call server-side language, or for people understanding that Node.js is a database, no, that's not correct. What exactly is Node.js? Node.js is nothing but an environment for running JavaScript, just like your browser. Browser is also an environment where you can run JavaScript, and Node.js is also an environment where you can run JavaScript. Okay. So now let's try to understand what is like, why do we have two environments? Now I'll tell you. So basically, when JavaScript was invented, from that time till 2009, the only environment where JavaScript can be executed was the browser. And that's why till that time, JavaScript was only a client-side language. Okay. But in 2009, Randall like created Node.js. You can understand it like a C compiler, because like when you install it, you get the C environment in your PC. So Randall created Node.js, and if you install Node.js in your computer, that means now your whole computer is the like has the environment of running JavaScript. Previously, it was only the browser. That means browser was the only place where you can run JavaScript. But once you install Node.js in your PC, that means now you can run JavaScript anywhere in your PC. You don't need a browser. You can run JavaScript anywhere in your PC. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So Node.js is nothing but an environment for running JavaScript. So language is still the same. In client side also it was JavaScript. In here also it's JavaScript. Node.js is not a language. Okay. Node.js is an environment just like browser. Is that clear, everyone? And it is also using a browser engine, but you don't have to go that deep right now. Don't worry. When we learn Node.js, I'll explain what exactly like is the theory behind it, what it is using, how he made it. Don't worry. Right now, simply understand it's just like a browser. It's an environment for running JavaScript. But the coolest part is if you install it in your PC, you can run JavaScript anywhere in your PC. No need of browser now. Now you're not dependent on a browser. You can run it anywhere. Is that clear? And now what happened with this? Like till 2009, it was only a browser dependent language, but now it's not dependent on browser. Now it's like Java. Now it's like C. You can run it anywhere. You can create it anywhere and run it anywhere. So what are the benefits? What were the benefits that we found after creating Node.js? So the benefits were, now that you're running JavaScript anywhere, now you can use it for much more better things. And the better thing that you got is now you can also create server side scripts. Now you can also write the server side logic using JavaScript. Now you can also write the server side logic using JavaScript. And when I say the server side like logic, that is basically connecting to database, right? Sending emails, all the thing that a backend language does, all the things that PHP does, all the thing that Java does, you can do using JavaScript. You can connect to database, you can get data from database, you can send email, you can handle requests, you can send responses, all the things. And don't worry, you're going to learn about this when we do a Node.js essential, or you join our courses and learn Node.js with me. You're going to know everything about it. But right now, just for understanding, I think this much is enough. Okay, that Node.js is nothing but an environment for running JS. And now you can execute JavaScript outside the browser, anywhere in your PC. And by doing that, we got these things that now you can use JavaScript to also write backend logic, server-side logic, connecting to database, sending emails, handling requests, sending responses, all the things that a backend technology can do. You can do it using JavaScript. Okay, so Node.js is not a language, it's still JavaScript. Node.js is simply a running environment. So now when someone asks you what is JavaScript, can tell JavaScript is a multi-purpose language, or you can call it a JavaScript. It's also a client-side language, and it can also be used as a server-side language. Now you don't have to only tell that is a client-side scripting language. No, now it's multi-purpose. You're using it on client side, you're using it on server side, both places, and both are very efficient and clean and the best. One of the best, actually. I'm not going to directly claim that it is the best, but yeah, one of the best there is. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, but in this course, in this 3-day session, we are only focusing on this client side scripting. But guys, see, it's going to be the same language. So if you are writing a backend logic, if you're writing a front end language, sorry, logic, doesn't matter. Both are JavaScript. So you learn JavaScript anywhere, doesn't matter. If you learn JavaScript at the client side, the same JavaScript is, you're going to use the same basics, same fundamentals in the backend as well. So the important part is learning JavaScript. You don't have to think that I'm learning JavaScript on the client side, so for the server side I have to learn JavaScript again. No, it's the same thing. It's the same language. So it doesn't matter. You just have to learn JavaScript. Then you can also use it on client side, also use it on server side. Doesn't matter. So can we also do front-end scripting in Node.js? No. Because when you talk about front-end, that basically is you run things on browser. And when you run things on browser, you're simply going to use the client side part of the JavaScript, not the server side part of the JavaScript. Are you understanding? Like when I say, now don't worry, you'll understand. When I explain more about what exactly a client side JavaScript is, you'll understand why you cannot like use the Node.js part in the front end. You'll understand. Don't worry. Okay, yeah, you're gonna understand. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Server-side logic is simply connecting to database, storing data, retrieving data, sending data back to the client. All of that thing is server-side logic, right? When you fill a form, that data goes on the server, then server checks it, reads it, clears it, stores in database, receives data for you. That whole thing is the server-side logic. You don't have to worry about it right now. You're gonna learn it at some day, so don't worry about it. Is that clear, everyone? But our main focus is on the client side. So basically now we are at least cleared with what is JavaScript and where are the things, like where are the places where we can use JavaScript. Now our main focus for 3 days is this part. Not this, only this part, that JavaScript is a client side language, and we're going to learn what are the things that we can do on the client side using JavaScript. And also we're going to understand the fundamentals of JavaScript. And once you have understood the fundamentals, no matter if it is front end or back end, the language is still same and the fundamentals are still same and proper. Okay, is it clear, everyone? Akash, what is the confusion, buddy? Can you tell me what is the confusion? What do you want to ask? And guys, one more thing I just want to tell you, if you're confused anywhere, directly tell me what is the confusion. Okay, so because if you only tell me like please repeat, I like how will I understand that which part to repeat or where is your confusion? So if you tell me the confusion directly, that will be the best thing, because I can understand what is your doubt and then I can clear it out. Is that clear, everyone? So instead of like asking for repetition, instead tell me what exactly is, like I didn't understand this part, so I'll tell you that part. So basically by doing that we'll save time. Okay, everyone. So Akash, can you tell me your doubt, buddy? And everyone else, are we cleared? And now let's focus on what JavaScript can actually do What is the main thing that JavaScript does on the client side? Okay. Will we learn basics of database as well? No, it's a simple JavaScript session. We only have 3 days. So here we're not going to learn basics of database. So no, here we are not going to learn basics of database. Okay, cool guys. So now let's move ahead. AngularJS, yes, I'm going to also talk about that. Don't worry. Once we learn the basics, I'm also going to tell you what exactly is React, what exactly is Angular. I'm at least going to introduce all those things to you. I'm going to tell you what they are so that at least you'll understand what they are and you can start learning them. Okay, so don't worry at all, guys. Okay, cool guys. So now let's move ahead. Now our main focus is this client side JS. Our main focus is this. Now, what is the thing that JavaScript actually does on the client side? What is the thing that JavaScript actually does on the client side? So let's see. So first of all, we talked about this, that JS is a programming, or you can also call it a scripting language. We know that JS is this, right? Now, no matter if it is client side or server side, okay. I'm very bad at spelling, guys, so don't worry. Okay. So now, see, first of all, doesn't matter if it is a client side or server side. JS is a programming language. At its core, JS is a programming language. Now, when something is a programming language, that means it has all the concepts of these things like variables, okay, loops. I'm very bad at spellings. Arrays, objects, all the basic fundamentals of a programming language, it has it. Okay, so don't worry about it. So when I say it's a programming language, you have to understand that it contains all these things like variables, loops, conditions, arrays, objects. All the things are there. Okay, but this is not the main thing. It is just like, okay, fine, it has all the programming features so that we can write the logics. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it is backend or front end. These are the features that will be there. Definitely JavaScript has all these features, and these are the basics that it will always have. Okay, so this is the programming part of the JavaScript, that it has concept of variables, concept of loops, concept of arrays, concept of objects, conditions, everything. But this is not the thing that we want to understand here right now. We are going to learn this, but this is not the thing that we want, like we are curious for. We want to understand what JavaScript actually does with the website, because this is just the programming concepts. Fine, they are there. We're going to see variables to store data, loops, arrays, all that. What is the main thing that JavaScript does on the client side? That, like, because of that, you call it a client side language, right? So what is the main thing? So I'll tell you now. JavaScript is also considered the client side JavaScript, not the main. I'm now talking about the client side JavaScript. So the client side JavaScript is also considered as a DOM manipulation language. So the client side JavaScript is also considered as a DOM manipulation language. And this is where it totally becomes a client side JavaScript. Okay, this is like where you get the other definition or the understanding of why it is exactly called the client side JavaScript, or why is it exactly called a front end technology. Why we also call JavaScript a front end technology, because of this power. It's a DOM manipulation language. It has the ability to manipulate the DOM. And now we have to look, now to understand this, we again have to understand what exactly is DOM, so that we can understand what is the meaning of DOM manipulation. Again, we can ignore the language, not a problem. We have to understand what exactly is DOM manipulation, so that we can understand what is the main power on the front end. Because at the back end, it is connecting to database, it is getting data, receiving data, handling request, sending response. That is the backend job. What is JavaScript doing on the front end? What is JavaScript doing with the design and all the stuff? What is it doing? So now, for this, we have to go a little back, and we have to talk about this simple thing, that is HTML. And I hope everyone knows the full form of it. That is hypertext. People who don't know DOM, don't worry, I'm explaining that. So don't worry. We're going to see everything. I'm not going to like leave you confused, so don't worry. So the full form is hypertext markup language, and I really hope that everyone knows this. Okay, HTML. Okay, and you also have this CSS, that's simply cascading style sheet. Don't mind my spelling, guys. Again, I'm saying, so I really don't write a lot, so I think this is the spelling, cascading style sheet. Okay, so HTML and CSS. What's a scripting language? It's just like a programming language. You write some logic, right? You write some instructions that your PC or the software performs, right? That's a programming language, right? Chandresh? So a scripting language is 99% similar to a programming language. Simple. And some languages are considered both, programming and scripting both. JavaScript is one of that, where you can consider it as a programming language or a scripting language. And a programming language or a scripting language is something in which you write instructions and the PC or the software executes it. That's the basic logic. That's the basic understanding. And right now we are not talking about that basic thing, but I hope you understand. Okay. That was your answer. Okay. Cool. Perfect. So basically, I think I have included an extra D here. Doesn't matter. Spelling mistake. That's totally fine. You can ignore it. Now, we know what do we do, like what we do with this. By HTML, now HTML is a language which you write using tags. HTML is a language which you write using tags, and tags create elements for you. Elements like images, audio, video, text. Those are the elements that you create using HTML tag. Okay, fine, guys. Everyone is asking what is the difference between a programming language and a scripting language. So from whatever I have heard, from whatever I have read, there is only one difference between scripting language and programming language, is that the languages which are compiled are called as programming languages, and the languages which are interpreted are called as scripting languages. That's something I have read, and that's something I believe in. Okay, so the language is which are compiled are basically known as programming languages, and the languages which are interpreted, like Python, like JavaScript on the browser, are basically called as scripting languages. That's the difference, and that's the only difference. And a lot of aspects of both of these things are same, like variables, loops, arrays, everything. It's there in both forms. So that's why I'm saying they are 99% same. There is only one difference, that is one is compiled and one is interpreted. That's the difference. Okay, Chandresh, I hope your doubt is cleared, buddy. Yes, don't worry, EC. Don't worry. I'm going to give you the abbreviation. Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. Let's just talk about HTML a little bit. Let's spend 10 minutes to understand this, okay? Yes, exactly, Sayantan. Python is also both. You can consider it as a scripting language or a programming language. Doesn't matter. Just like JavaScript. Okay, now. Okay, guys? Fine. Perfect. Now, guys, let's move ahead. So we know that HTML is a language that you write in tags, and tags in return create elements like images, text, audio, video that you see on the web page. And then you have CSS, which basically styles the element. Okay, which basically does what? Styles the element that you create using HTML. Again, spelling mistake, don't worry. So basically, styles the element means you arrange the elements, you give colors, you give height, you give width, basically make it look good. So that means you create your elements and arrange them, align them, design them using CSS. That's what you do using HTML and CSS. Now, let's go a little deeper. And now, let's write a basic structure of an HTML document. Let's write a basic structure of an HTML document. Okay? So it goes like this. Java is a programming language, Akshata. Java is a programming language. It's a two-state programming language, right? That's the, I think, definition, because it is compiled, then the class file that is generated, it's interpreted at some place. So that's why we call it it's a two-stage programming language, right? Okay. And yes, Java and JavaScript are different. So yep, Tech because you're correct, buddy. Never compare Java and JavaScript. Both are different. Even though you have the same word at the start, but no, they are completely different. Okay, fine, guys. Now let's write the basic structure of an HTML document. Okay, so it goes like this, right? HTML. I'm omitting the doc type. You don't have to include it. Remove that from your mind. Right now, we don't need doc type. So HTML. Then inside HTML, you have head. Okay. Then you have the closing of the tag, that is head. And then inside head, you have this, right? Title. And then you have slash title. Okay. Then after head, you have this body, and then slash body, and then at the end, you simply end the HTML. And that's the basic structure of an HTML document, right, everyone? That's the basic structure of an HTML document. And inside body, you again write few tags, like you write a p tag, right? And h1 tag. So basically, this is how a basic HTML document looks like, right, everyone? Guys? Okay. So this is how a basic HTML document looks like. Now, if I tell you to read this particular code, like to convert this particular code into a tree, Will be able to do it? Will be able to do it? Yes, definitely. Because if you see it like this, it goes like this. You open the HTML and then you close the HTML at the end. That means all the other elements are inside HTML. And when an element is inside some other element, one element is considered as a parent and the other element is considered as a child. That means in this case, all these elements are nothing but the children of HTML. So all these elements are the children of the HTML element. So basically inside HTML you have head and you have body. Now you can see that head and body are sharing the same parent. Now head head's parent is also HTML, body's parent is also HTML. So they are sharing same parent, right? And if two things share same parent, they both become siblings. So in this case, this head and body are sibling. And the same case, inside head you have title, right? So title's parent is head. Simple. So head is parent and title is child. Now, if this is the case, can anyone tell me what is the relation between the HTML element and the title element? Come on, guys. First of all, tell me, have we understood this? So remember, if there is an element inside an element, there is a tag inside a tag. So the first tag can be considered as a parent, and the tag that is inside can be considered as a child. Simple thing. That's how you can convert it into a tree. Parent, HTML, then head, body, then title, and inside body you have P and H1. Simple. So now guys, can you tell me what is the relation between the HTML element and the title element? Ancestor, I think it becomes like a what do you say, general answer, right? Exactly grandparent and grandchild relation. That means title is the grandchild of HTML and HTML is the grandparent of title. And that's perfect because that's how they are called. Like, don't call it son or daughter because they don't have any gender, right? In this case, simply called child, sibling, parent, no genders at all. Okay, so that's how they are called, and that's how few things are written as well. That's why you have to understand that grandchild, parent, grandparent, you have to understand all of this. That means that's how the tree diagram grows. Okay, now what happens actually? What happens? Okay, what happens? So when you write a HTML code and when you execute it on the browser, what happens internally? Internally, the browser converts your code into a tree. Internally, your browser converts the code into a tree, and then by reading that tree, it creates your output on the page. Understand this, guys. When you write an HTML code and when you execute it on the browser internally converts your code into a tree and then reads that tree and creates the output for you. Like, okay, fine, this is the element inside this is the element inside this. Browser renders the output depending on that tree, and internally the interpreter that is inside the browser converts your code into a tree. And that tree, the tree that you can think in your mind, if I tell you to make a tree of this code, you can make it, right? So the tree that you think in your mind is known as DOM, and the full form is document object model, where each and every element is considered as an object, or you can also call it an element or a tag. So when you write it, it's a tag. When you see it, it's an element. But when it is converted, each and every element is considered as an object. That means title is an object, body is an object, P is an object, H1 is an object. And the tree, not this code, this is the code. The tree, that is like when the browser converts your code into a tree, that tree is known as the DOM, the document object model. What is the relation between HTML and anchor tag? Place in paragraph tag in the body. Relation between HTML tag and anchor tag, please. What is the relation between HTML and anchor tag placed in a paragraph tag? Great grandchildren. That's a simple relation. But yeah, you don't write things like that because if you go like that, then you have to write great everywhere, right? In that case, there are different methods to read them. But yeah, if you talk about the relation, then that's a great grandchildren, right? If you put a tag inside P tag, and if you talk about the relation between HTML and a tag, that's a great grandchildren. Is that clear? And if I talk about general, then that's a children and HTML is the ancestor. General. Okay, but don't worry, there are more simpler methods to perform this operation. Okay, but yeah, if you talk about normally, simple, it's a great grandchildren, it's a great grandparent. Okay, that's perfect. So guys, have we how to identify siblings? Aryan, it's simple, buddy. Simple. You have to find out which elements are sharing same parent. That in this case, see, P is opening here, closing here. That means P is completed. And then after that, you have H1. That means P's parent is also body. H1 parent is also body. That means P and H1 in this case are siblings. Simple. You have to focus on the opening and the closing of the tag. Okay? Okay. I hope that's cool. I hope that's understandable. Now, let's focus on something called as DOM manipulation. Now we know what is DOM. So now what exactly is DOM manipulation? So DOM manipulation is manipulating the tree. Now we can't see the tree. We have the code. So we have to focus on the code, right? We can't see the tree, right? We can't see the tree, but we can see the code. So let's try to understand for now that this is a DOM. So when I say DOM manipulation, that means JavaScript has the ability that by which it can manipulate this tree. It can manipulate the DOM tree. And when I say manipulate, that means it can add any object dynamically, remove any object from the tree, manipulate or change the content of any element, change the style of any element, change the CSS of any element, change the content, change the text, can change everything of an element. Size, shape, CSS, style, content, even it can remove the tag or add the tag, add an element, remove an element, everything. That's what JavaScript can do on the client side. JavaScript has the ability to manipulate the DOM completely. Is that clear, everyone? Everyone, are we clear with this? Guys, just now, not a problem, Shaili. Don't worry. This is what you have to understand, because this is something that a lot of people know basic JavaScript, but they don't know exactly what JavaScript does internally. So this is a really good thing to understand, because when you go for interviews, when you go for things, or when you want to explain what is JavaScript to someone, you should know all the things about JavaScript, right? At least the best things. Okay, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Are we cleared what JavaScript can do? That's what DOM manipulation means. Okay, I hope that's cool. I hope that is understandable. Okay, real cool, really cool, really cool. Okay, then, so that's title is what we give to the. Okay, that's good. Yeah, cool. Riaz, what is DOM? Can you repeat? Yep, DOM is nothing but the tree structure of your HTML document. That's it. That the browser converts internally. The tree structure of your HTML document. Simple. The tree structure of your HTML documents. Okay, guys. So that's it for explanation. Now you know what JavaScript does on the client side. Remember that at core, JavaScript is a programming language. That means it has all the functionalities of loops, arrays, variables, and doesn't matter if it is backend or frontend, JavaScript has the same basics. But on the client side, what is the main work of JavaScript? On the client side, the main work of JavaScript is to manipulate the DOM. And that's what we are interested in right now. Okay. So now we can close the notepad, and we don't need to save it, because right now I really hope that everything is in your mind, right? So I think we can close it. So let's simply don't save and close the notepad. And now let's shift to VS Code, because now we are starting with the practicals. Now, guys, see, I will tell you the agenda. I will tell you the formation in which we'll go on. So, guys, see, we only have 3 days, and today is the first day. Okay. So let's try to cover the very basics of JavaScript today only. And then tomorrow we can try to cover the whole programming stuff, because if you know basic programming from somewhere, it's going to be really simple. And then on the last day, we can actually start learning the basic DOM manipulation. Okay. So if we're able to complete the basic programming stuff by tomorrow, in the last day, we can perform some DOM manipulation. But if you're not, then we again have to be on the basics and try to complete the programming stuff first, because that's the fundamental, that's the basic. Okay, perfect. So let's start. So I'm trying to complete the programming fundamentals by tomorrow, so that on the third day we can focus actually on the basic of DOM manipulation, and I can actually create something for you. Okay, I can show you something that how to do a few things. Okay, everyone? Okay, perfect. Now let's start. Now, when you execute JavaScript on the client side, okay, fine. First of all, like before doing all of that, let's create a folder in which we'll store our files. So on the desktop only, I'm going to create a new folder. Okay, everyone? So on the desktop only, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to name it, let's say JS-ESS. That stands for JS Essentials. And I'm going to open this folder in VS Code, where we're going to write our code. Okay. So let's go for it. File, open folder, and let's open that folder. So we have created on the desktop. Chetan is asking, sir, please. See, buddy, if you have any confusion, you can ask me. I will also answer you in Hindi. So आपको अगर कोई भी confusion है कहीं पे चेतन, आप please पूछिए, मैं आपको सारी चीजें हिंदी में बता दूंगा. Okay, आप टेंशन मत लीजिए please. Okay, fine. So let's select this folder, open it here, and now that folder will be open in a VS Code, and now you can start creating files and performing operations. Now, okay, yep, VS Code agreement. I trust all the things in this particular folder. So yep, cool. Now we have the folder open. Now you should know one thing, guys, that when you when you want to perform JavaScript operations on the client side, you always, like mostly, need an HTML file. Without HTML file, you'll be not able to, like mostly, it will be very difficult to perform JavaScript operations on the client side. So you always need a HTML file when you want to perform JavaScript. Okay, because browser understands HTML. Okay, perfect. So let's go for it. So first of all, let's create an HTML file in this folder. So let's name it first.html. Okay, here we go. Now we have our HTML file, and I hope you guys can see the font size. Please tell me, everyone. Can you guys see my font size? Everyone, come on, tell me. And we still have half an hour, so let's try to cover at least all the basics, at least the variable part and the condition part. So tomorrow we can talk about loops, arrays, objects. Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. So everyone can see my font size, right? Everyone? Perfect. Now we have the HTML folder. Now there are basically two ways in which you can write client-side JavaScript. There are basically two ways in which you can write client-side JavaScript. I'm going to show you both. Okay, so let's start with it. So first of all, let's get ready with the basic HTML structure here. Okay, and for that, in VS Code, if you're in VS Code, simply type HTML and select this HTML5 of it. Okay, and press enter, and you'll get the basic structure of an HTML document. In this case, see, right now, don't worry, we don't need these meta tags. Okay, so I'm going to remove it. And if you don't know about them, don't have to worry right now. You don't necessarily need them for coding. Right now, I'm removing it. Don't worry. When we start learning HTML at someday, I'm going to explain you what exactly is meta tag. Don't worry. Okay, so right now, let's remove it. And this is here the basic structure of an HTML document. That means now you have a basic HTML page ready and you can run it on the browser. Okay. No, Rohit, I don't think so. It will not get private. It will be available as a recording on YouTube. So yep, you can find it anytime. Not a problem, Rohit. Okay, fine. So now let's go ahead and let's rename our page with like JavaScript basics. Simple, right? Here we go. JavaScript basics. And now let's move ahead. Now let's execute this page on the browser. Let's run this page on the browser. Okay, so right click. I hope you guys know all these basics, right? You know how to run HTML pages on browser. And if you don't know, don't worry. On the Let's Upgrade channel, I think few months back, I took an essential of HTML and CSS. So you can go there and start learning HTML and CSS there. So guys, for everyone who don't know anything about HTML and CSS, please go on the Let's Upgrade channel and please try to find out the HTML and CSS essentials, and you'll find it out and learn the basics of HTML and CSS. And that's all you need for starting HTML and CSS. Because here we are not focusing on HTML, so I'm simply going to create it. But please, if you don't know, I would suggest you to go and watch all the videos of HTML and CSS basics. You just watch it for 2 hours, you'll understand everything. Okay. Now, I'll copy the path, because a lot of things I do with HTML here, you'll not understand it very quickly if you don't know HTML. If you know, it's going to be simple. And it's one of the simplest language. So please go ahead and learn it. Okay. Now let me just get a browser page first. Browser window. Here we go. Here we have the browser window, and I'm going to paste the path. Perfect. We have our HTML page up and running. Now, I want to show you one more thing. So when you start with JavaScript, there is one really important browser tool that you need. When you start with JavaScript, there is one really important browser tool that you should know how to use. So I'm going to introduce that tool to you. So on your page, right now it's blank, no matter, doesn't matter, it's totally fine. Right click on inspect. Okay. And when you click on inspect, a section called developer tools is opened. Now, why it is called developer tools? Because this area is not used by clients. They come on the website and they simply use the website. This area here is called as developer tools because developers use it, like us, who are creating the pages, who are creating the websites. And here, there is a tool called console. And this is one of the very important tools that you should know how to use if you're performing JavaScript development. And I'm going to teach you this. Don't worry. For basic understanding, I will tell you what it is. It's like command prompt of the browser. Think of it like command prompt of the browser. Just like in Windows, you have command prompt, right? So you whatever you can do with your mouse, you can do on the command prompt, right? For example, you can right click and create folder on your desktop. In a command prompt, you can go to your desktop by following the path, and then you can also create folders in commands. So by using command prompts, you can do the same things but using commands. And on PC, you can simply use your mouse, click, open anything, right click and do anything. So in the same way, console is nothing but the command prompt of the browser, and the language that console uses is JavaScript. The language that console uses is JavaScript. So you can also write JavaScript here. Right now, we are not doing it. Okay, don't worry. But yes, if needed, you can also write JavaScript here. Okay, and I'm going to zoom it for you. So right now, it's completely blank. Remember, it's just like a command prompt of the browser. Okay, everyone? Perfect. Now, so now our browser is open. Here's the page, and here is the tool that we want to open, and that's it. Totally fine. And now let's go here and let's see how to write JavaScript in the first way. Okay, so the first way of writing JavaScript is like this. See, guys, focus everyone. I want every one of you to understand this. In your body, if you're writing HTML tags, after all your HTML tags, after all your content, at the really end, you put something called as a script tag. You have to put something called as a script tag. Remember, at the ending only, that's the best place to put JavaScript. So at the ending, after all your HTML elements inside the body, write your script tag. And then inside the script tag, you can start writing JavaScript. For example, here, see, here I can write my HTML like P, like let's not say P, let's make it an H1 so that it's visible. So hello, guys. Save it, and inside the script area, you can write your JavaScript. Remember, only in between the script, not above the script, not below the script. In between the script, you can write JavaScript. That's the area where you're allowed to write JavaScript. First of all, let's come here on the page and let's refresh it. So you can see your hello guys. Now then, let's move on and let's start with writing JavaScript. And let's learn the basic fundamental thing that you learn in any language. So when you go for C, when you go for C++, when you go for any language, what is the most basic thing that you learn? Hello, sir. Do you remember me? Yep, buddy. Yep, I remember you. You asked some doubts on the community as well, right? I remember you. Okay. So now, guys, we're going to learn the thing that we learn whenever we are trying to learn a new language. How to print something. How to print something. And remember, guys, currently we're going to only work with the console. This is our output place. Don't worry. See, guys, we know that JavaScript on the client side does two things. One is it has all the programming fundamentals. Second is it can manipulate the DOM. Manipulating the DOM comes afterwards. How to use JavaScript to change everything here, we're going to learn on the third day. Don't worry. So I'm explaining it right now so that there is no question like why we are not doing this or why we are not changing anything here. Don't worry. All the DOM manipulation part, all the element changing and performing on the web thing, we're going to do it on the third day. Today, our main focus is to learn the basics, and we are only focusing on the console. Okay, everyone? So, the first thing that you learn in any language is how to print. And let's see how to print. And the way to print here is there is the object that is available to you internally. There are a lot of objects that are available internally. Just like in C language, you have a lot of inbuilt functions. Just like in Java, you have a lot of inbuilt objects. In JavaScript also, you have a lot of inbuilt objects that help you. And one of those objects is this, console. Console is one of the very important and famous objects, inbuilt object. That means it's already there. You are not building it. It's already there. So it's one of the objects that is inbuilt that you can use. Okay, everyone? So console is the object, and it has a function that is named as log. And it says inside the function, write any kind of string, and I will help you to print this on the console. Console.log, anything you want to print, and I will help you to print it on the console. This console objects directly relates to this console area on your browser. Remember this, guys. This console object directly relates to the console area. That's why this object is also known as console, because it works with the console. Okay, don't worry how these are created and everything. We will talk when we'll sit some time and we'll try to understand JavaScript in really deep. Right now, let's focus on the important basics. Okay, so let's say hello. Okay, let's simply say, we're not going to do the usual hello world. Let's say welcome to JavaScript. We'll do something unique. That is again a really common thing, but that's fine. For now, it's unique. Okay. So let's refresh the page, and here we go. On the console, we have welcome to JavaScript. Console.writeLine, that is not here. That is in C# language. Okay, everyone. Deep, I hope you know, right? Console.writeLine is something that you use in C#. Here it is log. Okay, everyone. So console.log, welcome to JavaScript, and you can see we have the welcome to JavaScript text on the console. So everyone, are we cleared with this? That's how you print something on the console. And for the first 2 days, that is today and tomorrow, we're going to use this only to print anything. Console.log will be our go-to function. Log is the function, console is the object. Okay? Everyone, are we cleared with this? Guys, everyone, please tell me, come on. I want answers from everyone. Sir, can you explain what is console.writeLine? Console.writeLine, first of all, Deep, it's not related to JavaScript. It is a function that is present in C#, which behave exactly same. There also, it's a console object that works with the console of your Windows, the C#, that the technology that you're using. So that software's console is controlled by the console object that is available in the C#. And WriteLine is a function just like log. But console.writeLine is in C#. So we're not going to talk about that here. Okay, we're not going to make everyone confused. But I hope you understand that, right? It's basically performing the same thing, but in C# language, not in JavaScript. Okay, everyone. Guys, are we cleared? Okay, that's really cool. Now then, we know how to print at least the basic thing. But don't worry, we'll also see how to print variables, how to print some complex things. But don't worry about it. Right now, that's fine. Console.log, welcome to JavaScript. Now, what is the next thing that you learn in any language? You learn how to create data. Right? The next thing that we learn in any language is how to create data. Okay, and for that, so document.write भी write कर सकते हैं क्या? Simran, no, we should not use document.write because that comes under DOM manipulation. That's not for basic printing purposes, and that has a lot of disadvantages. So don't worry, I'm going to explain you that on the third day what is the problem with document.write. But yes, if you want it, you can use, but that comes under DOM manipulation. Okay, because it is going to print on the DOM on the page. Okay, guys, that's cool. Okay, let's move ahead now, guys. So the next thing that we learn in any language is how to use data. That means how to store data, how to use it, how to print it. So now, guys, let me ask you a question. What is a variable? Come on, everyone. What is a variable? I know that a lot of you guys know, right? So come on, tell me. I just want to listen it. What is a variable according to you? Come on, everyone, tell me. You know, right? What is a variable according to you? Can you tell us how to link JavaScript file? Yes, don't worry. I'm going to tell that as well. I told you, right, Anush, that there are two ways. This is the first way. I'll also show you the second way. Don't worry. Okay, guys, come on, tell me. What is a variable according to you? Okay, I have started a container used to store data. Variable is used to store data. Will you teach us responsiveness? Yes, maybe in future. Tech under radar. Yeah, tech under radar. Sorry. Yeah, maybe in future. We're going to learn it. A variable is an entity for storing data, to store values. Variable is for storing data. Okay, yep. Variable is a storage. Okay, perfect. So a lot of answers are here and they're almost correct. We cannot deny it. They're almost correct because that's the most common thing that we like say when someone asks what is a variable. Now, again, I'll also explain it to you what is a variable. So fine, that's cool. So at a point, yes, that's correct that variable is used to store values. Okay, but there is a little more to it. I would just like to add something to your correct answers. I would like to add something. So what is a variable? Variable is considered as a, again, spelling mistakes, don't mind it, temporary memory location. So variable is nothing but a temporary memory location where you store data. Let me also add where, so that if you take a screenshot, you will get the complete answer. So a variable is nothing but a temporary memory location where you store data. You know that in your PC, if you want to store any data, you need to use the memory, right? We know that basic. The basic thing is whenever in your PC you want to store a data. Now it can be a movie, it can be a song, it can be a file, or it can be a variable inside a program. It can be a data inside a program. Yes. So everything goes with the memory, goes in the memory. So variable is nothing but a temporary memory location where you store data. That means whenever in a program, if you feel I'm going to use some data here, I'm going to need to store some data so that I can use it, you're going to create a temporary memory location. And that temporary memory location is called as a variable. But if you're a programmer, you're not going to go in the memory in the hardware and store data, right? There is a way of doing it. Okay, so what you simply do is, there's a simple way of doing it. You simply write or create an identifier or a name for that particular location. So what you simply do is you do like this: a equals to 23. And when you do this, the program understands that this 23 is a data and you're trying to store it in an identifier called as a. And what it will do, it will internally go and create a location for this a identifier and store 23 there. And that location is known as a variable, and this a is nothing but the name of that location, or you can call it a name of that variable, or you can also call it the identifier of that variable. Is that clear, everyone? And in commonly, like very commonly, we call this only the variable. But remember, this is the identifier of the variable, the name of the variable. But the variable is that memory location. Is that clear, everyone? But yeah, commonly we directly call it a variable because that's the common understanding that we have developed, that okay, fine, this is a variable. Okay, so you guys were correct. I just wanted to add a few things. Just wanted to clear it out that the memory location that is reserved when you create identifier in the program, that is called as a variable. And here you go. That's how you do it. So you guys were correct. I just added something to it. That's all. Okay, everyone? But yes, you were all correct. There was nothing wrong. Okay, and that's how you simply create a variable in JavaScript, just like any other language. Give a name, store a data, simple, done, settled. So everyone, are we cleared? Okay, now let's move a little ahead. Now this was the basic. Okay, this was just for understanding. Now you know that in every other language you also have one more thing related to variable that is also considered as data type. Again, I'm writing data type. I'm so bad at spellings. Data type. There is one more really important thing that is always associated with variables, that is called as data types. So now, what is a data type? So data type is nothing but a keyword that specifies which kind of data you're going to store in a particular variable. So basically, when you create a variable, when you create an identifier, you also use something called as a data type. And a data type specifies that which kind of data you're going to store in that particular variable. For example, something like this. See, you write something like this: the data type, that is int. Don't worry, I'm going to tell it up how, like what are the data, like what are the different data types you have in JavaScript. I'm going to tell you, don't worry. But for now, simple example. Let's say int, okay, and then you write your variable name like a, and then you write 23. That's it. That means you're creating a variable called a, and the type of a is int. That means you're only going to store integers in that. And yes, 23 is an integer. Correct. Not a problem at all. But in JavaScript, JavaScript is a loosely typed language. That means JavaScript does not have anything like this, int or something like this. We don't have anything like this. In JavaScript, basically JavaScript is a loosely typed language. For example, like C. C is a strict type language. That means you have to specify which kind of data you're going to store. In JavaScript, you don't have to. You simply have something called as var that you use as a data type. In JavaScript, you simply have something called as var that you use as what you call as your data type. Now, why it is called loosely typed, don't worry, I'm going to tell you. But yeah, now you know what is strictly typed. C is a strictly typed language. C++ is a strictly typed language. That means you specify int, you can only store int. You specify string, you can only store string. You specify float, you have to store data like that. You cannot store anything else. You cannot store string in int or int in string. They are strictly typed language, but JavaScript is a loosely typed language. Now you'll understand what is loosely typed. Okay, so in JavaScript you have something called as var. Okay, now can anyone tell me? Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, guys. Let's go step by step. I know that you know that yes, this is ES5. Don't worry. Let's go step by step. If I directly start with let, from now on people will never know what is var. I don't want to forget about the history. So I'm also including var. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you everything. Guys, everyone, don't worry. Okay? Let's go step by step. I'll also tell you what is ES6 and what are the differences. Don't worry. Let's go step by step. So in JavaScript, when you want to simply create a variable, you simply put up a var. Okay, now can anyone tell me what is var? Don't go anywhere again. Don't go on internet. Whatever you know. I just want to hear it. What is var? Come on, guys. Amar, it's still 7:30, maybe 7:35. If it is not, like, if you have any doubts. So guys, come on. What is var? Anyone? Like int is an integer, right? Bool is a boolean. Float is float. String is string. Okay. So what is var? Come on, guys. I want to hear it. Okay. Now I have got like started getting answers. Variable, 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 variable. Var store all type of data type. Okay. Cool. Correct. Variable, variable, variable. Okay. Perfect, guys. So now, first of all, I would like to clear it out that var doesn't stand for like sorry, what I'm saying. Var does not stand for variable. Var stands for a type, and that type is named as variant. Now you know what is variant, right? You might be watching the series, the new series, but don't worry. Var stands for variant. Okay, that means this is a variable called a, and the type of a is variant. That means the type of a can simply change. Okay, that means a does not have any fixed type. Pass any type, I'll change it. So if pass integer, a is integer. If you pass a string like this, a becomes string. If you pass 2.1, it becomes float. If you pass like true, it becomes a boolean value. Doesn't matter. So var simply says it's a variant type. That means whatever data you pass, depending on that, I'll pick my type. My type is not fixed. And that's why we also consider JavaScript as a loosely typed language. Is that clear, everyone? Are we cleared, everyone? That's why we also consider JavaScript as like a loosely typed language. That means it's not forcing you to find if it is int, give me int. No, it's variant. It's, you can also call it variable, actually, not a problem at all. The type is variable. It can change depending on data. I'll change my type. Simple. I'm loosely typed. Give me anything, depending on that, I'll change my type internally. I'm not fixed type. Is that clear, everyone? Are we cleared? So var here is used as a data type. Just like int, just like float, just like boolean, you have var, which you can use as a type in JS. And after 2015, var was replaced with something called as let, which holds the same meaning, but there is a single difference that makes let a little more better. But when JavaScript started, it was only var. And in 2015, they understood that there was a problem with var and they introduced let, which is mostly similar. There is one difference. I'll explain it what it is tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Guys, don't worry about it. But now, instead of var, you have to use let. But I just wanted to let you know the history that there was something called as var. Okay? So var or let doesn't matter. Both are same. There is one difference that I'll tell you tomorrow. And if I forget about it, please, guys, remind me that I have to tell you what is the difference between var and let. Please, everyone, I want to tell you. But tomorrow, please remind me. And from now on, you use let, which is mostly similar. That again means it's a variant. Give any data. Accordingly, I'll change my type. Okay? Okay, guys, are we clear with it? Perfect. Don't worry. Yeah, not a problem, Bosco. Yes, I'll also tell you about const. Don't worry. Don't worry. We are going step by step, right? Don't worry. Okay. And guys, after 2015, there was one more type, basically not a type, but yeah, there was one more keyword that was introduced, that is this const. Okay, like for example, any name, so like for example B and 25, something like this. Now I also want to tell you what is const. Again, not a problem, loosely typed, give any type of data, I'll change my type. But what does the const keyword actually say? The const keyword says, I don't care about the type, but once you have passed any data, now I'm fixed. Const means constant. That means once you have passed 25, you cannot change the value of B now. You cannot change the value of B. Just like a constant in C, just like a constant in Java. It's like final in Java, right? Just like a const in C or C++. Same, const B. Again, it's still the type. Fine, I don't care about the type. Whatever you give me, depending on that, I'll choose my type. But const says now this value of this variable is constant. I don't care about the type, but the value is constant. That means now you cannot change the value of B. That's what it is. That means I can go on in future and I can change A equals to 23, or I can change A equals to false. That's fine. But I cannot go in future and change the value of B to 24 or anything else, because B is a constant. It's fixed value. It cannot be changed. Is that cleared? Everyone, are we cleared with this? So guys, are we cleared? Everyone, please tell me. So simple, const, it's fixed value. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Guys, everyone, are we cleared? Okay. Yes, yes, Tech Bikash. Yep, you're writing a good, actually good thing. And don't worry, I'm going to explain that things tomorrow as well. So that's totally fine if you don't understand. If see guys, right now don't worry about the difference between var and let. Okay, we are focusing on let, and tomorrow I'll tell you what is the difference between var and let, and you'll understand everything. Okay, don't worry. Exactly. So that's fine. Okay, everyone, are we cleared? Okay. Now then, let's create a simple variable and let's try to print it. Okay, let's try to print a variable now. So let's create a variable named let name, and let's give it a value of let's upgrade. Again, see, spelling mistake. Let's upgrade. Now, how to print a variable? Very simple, nothing tough at all. Simply go in your console.log, simply write the variable name, and that's it, done. Save it, go on the page, refresh, and here we go. Let's upgrade. Done and dusted, right, everyone? Simple. Okay, if you have one more variable, like for example, let age equals 25. If you want to use this, like if you can, first of all, you can use a different console.log, totally fine. So you can write console.log age also, and then you can see here we go. And see, the console gives you a hint of understanding the type of data. If it is black, it's text. If it is blue, it's a number. See, 25 is in blue and let's upgrade is in black. So if it is black, it's a text. If it is blue, it's a number. That's how Chrome console work. I don't know about any other console. That's how Chrome console works. So it basically gives you a hint that, okay, fine, 25 is a number. You can see or understand. Like you can understand by seeing it. Okay, everyone? So that's how you put it. So console.log. You can also use a single console.log to print both, like this. If you want to use it, just put up a comma and put age. Doesn't matter. Put up a comma, put age. Simple, done. Okay. The timings are 6 to 7:30, Kushagra. 6 to 7:30. You can also do this, guys. See, here we go. Again, let's upgrade. Now they're in the same line because you're using the same console.log for both of them. Is that clear, everyone? That's how you print variables. Now, see, you can simply go on and change age to like a string. For example, anything like, let's say, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Now see, let's upgrade, and then I don't know, because the value of age is I don't know. So initially when I created age, it was a number, and just after one line I converted age to a string, and that's what loosely typed means. You can simply change the type. There's nothing like a fixed type, and we are not giving any kind of fixed type here. That just like, see, if we give int, you cannot store string in that. Here it's let, simple, no matter. You can simply put int. In future you can convert it to string. In future you can pass boolean. I will change my type according to your data, and that's what loosely typed means. Is that cleared, everyone? Everyone, are we cleared? Okay. Now then, let's move ahead and let's also see the const thing, because I want to show you that what you cannot like do with const. Okay. So then let's create a const variable. I hope it works. So let's go for it. So let's say const anything like city, something like that. City. Let's say Mumbai. Let's print it here. City. Let's see. Here we go. Mumbai. See? Now let's do one thing. Let's try to change the value of city. City equals anything like, let's say 23, doesn't matter. Let's see. And if we go, we have the error, assignment to a constant variable. That means you cannot change the value of a constant variable. Is that cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Yes, yes, Anush. On the last day, I'm going to teach you the basics of DOM manipulation, because we have only 3 days. So yep, I'll at least try to cover the basics. Okay. Perfect, guys. Are we cleared? So I hope you're cleared with const, right? If you give const, you cannot change the value of that particular variable. Okay, please remember this. Right now we can remove it. Okay, I'm going to teach you one more thing here. Okay, I'm going to teach you one more thing here. Okay, that is how to print string and variable both by using in a single console.log. How to print string and variable both. And guys, remember, this is one of the most important things to learn in JavaScript. How to concat or how to mix string and variables. And I'm going to show you 2 ways. Okay, everyone? Please, guys, the next 5 minutes are very important. The next, if we use toConst, no, doesn't matter. You write const only once while creating the variable. While using, you don't again don't write const, because if you again write it, you're creating the variable again. Is that cleared? I hope it's clear, Saurabh Kulkarni. You don't write const again and again with the variable. You only write it once. That's where you create it, and after that you use it. You don't create the same variable again and again, right? I hope you're understanding. Okay, fine, guys. Now everyone, yep, not a problem. At the end, I'm gonna give you a simple assignment. Don't worry. And when the session starts getting a little challenging, like when we start getting a good things going on, then I'm again going to give you some really cool assignments as well. Right now we're on the basics, so don't worry, I'm going to give you a basic assignment as well. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to print string and variable together. And this is one of the most important concepts in JavaScript that you should know, how to mix string and variables, or how to concatenate string and variables. Okay, so let's go for it. For example, I want to write the name is LetsUpgrade. Okay, let's remove these 2 variables. I don't like one variable, that is age. I don't need it. Now I want to write the name is LetsUpgrade. Okay, so we know that if it is a string, you have to put it inside double quotes. The name is, now LetsUpgrade is present inside a variable. Okay, and if I want to print a variable, first of all, I cannot print a variable inside double quotes, because if I put it inside double quotes, it's simply going to print the same text. That means you should never print a variable, you should never write a variable inside double quotes. So what is the solution? Okay, I can go outside the double quotes and print it. That's fine, but this is not the correct syntax. This is not the way. See, you have an error because this is not the correct way of doing it. So basically, when you want to print string and variable together, there is an operator here that you have to use, that is known as a concatenation operator, that looks exactly like addition operator or addition, right? Yeah, you call it addition. That is plus. So plus operator here in JavaScript is also used for concatenation of string and variable. And here we go. See, the name is LetsUpgrade. And again, if you want to add few more string at the end, again plus, and then again double quotes and like hello, doesn't matter. Okay, so guys, please remember it. If you have a variable and if you want a string before it, you need the plus operator. If you want a need after it, like if you need a string after it, you again need the plus operator. Remember it, plus here is working like an concatenation operator. It is basically helping you to join string and variable together and printing it. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Everyone, please tell me, are we cleared? Now this is one way, but in ES6 this was also improved. Okay, basically after 2015, when the new version of JavaScript arrived, that is ES6, this was also improved. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what is the improvement, how, like what exactly is the improvement. Remember guys, plus when it is a big string and when you have a lot of variables, handling plus operator becomes complicated, messy. Okay. Is this age variable is available to access an integer after we have changed its value to string? Nope. Nope, Ashwani Singh. No. No. You can access it before changing it. After changing, you cannot access it. Okay. That's normal working, right? It program goes in a flow. So if you change it somewhere after that, it is not available. If you change it after that, the change value is available. Okay, guys. Now let's see the next way, because I'm telling you, when you have multiple variables and a big string, mixing everything, concatenating everything becomes complex and messy. And that's why you have the next way. And the next way is called as templating. This way was called as concatenation. The next way is called templating. And it's really, really, really simple. Let's see. So you have this tilt symbol, right? You have this tilt thing in your PC just before the one in your numeric keypad on the top. Just before the one, you have a tilt symbol. Okay. So by using this tilt symbol, you can use it. So now instead of double quotes, use this tilt. Instead of double quotes, use this tilt symbol. It's just before one in your keypad. Okay. And then, okay, it is working with single quotes also. Yeah, double quotes and single quotes are fine. Doesn't matter. Normally, double quotes and single quotes will work same. Normally, in with console.log, double quotes and single quote will work same. Okay. But remember, guys, this is not single quote. This is the tilt symbol that is just before your one in your keypad. Okay, just above the tab keyboard. Sorry, what do you call it? Key. Just above the tab key in your keyboard. Okay. You have this tilt symbol, and now inside this, write whatever you want, like the name is. And now you want to write variable, but again, you cannot write your variable just like this. No, there is something called as expression that you have to write here, and it's really simple. So when you decide that, okay, fine, now here I need to write a variable, simply use dollar curly braces. That's it. Dollar curly braces, and put your variable. That's it. Done. Done. No plus, nothing. Whenever you want to write a variable inside a string, dollar curly braces, and inside that just write the variable. This thing is known as expression, and this whole thing is known as templating syntax. This thing here is known as expression, and that's it. Save it and see the same answer. And again, if you want to add string, no thinking of plus, nothing. Simply go follow the flow. Simple. Hello. That's it. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Everyone, please tell me, are we cleared with this? So wherever you have variable, dollar curly braces and your variable, and that's it. Done. Is that cleared? Sakshi, that's just a syntax. That's how JavaScript identifies that here you're using a variable. Okay, Sakshi. So there is like, that's the use of it. The use of dollar is to identify that here you have a variable and it's not a string. I have to find a value for this variable, so that the JavaScript compiler can understand, the interpreter can understand that fine, here the user wants to print a variable. That's the use of dollar, right? To identify. Is that clear, Sakshi? So that's the use. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, why use dollar? It's a syntax. It's just like, see, MD Caf, like, sorry, I think it's Muhammad Caf, buddy. I'm so sorry. Okay. So it's simple, right? Like you can ask like, why we have H1, why we have if. Basic thing. Dollar is simple, that it's just a syntax that JavaScript is providing you with, so that it can understand that, okay, fine, here I want to, like the user has put in a variable and I want to treat it like a variable. Is that clear? By using the dollar, the JavaScript identifies that here you have a variable. Is that cleared? Are we cleared, everyone, guys? Sagar is asking how you connect simple folder with VS Code. Simple. I think it's just like talking about opening, right? Simply write file, simply click on file, and my VS Code is working a little slow now. Okay, just go on file and just click open folder. That's it, done. So open folders, select any folder from anywhere and just select that folder and it will be opened. Simple. So file, open folder. And yes, some people are also asking how to add for multiple. Simple. Let's say, for example, you have, let age equals 26. Go for it. Like this. And age is dollar age. I told you, right? Wherever you want to print variable, simply just follow the string, and wherever you feel you want need a variable, just put this. That's it. Save it. And here we go. The name is Let's Upgrade and the age is 26. Can you see it right? Everyone, guys, can you see it? Okay, so this is the second way by which you can concatenate string and variable. The first one was the plus thing. That was the concatenation. This is the templating. So this is also the next way by which you can actually mix up your variables and string together. So first is concatenation, second is templating, and this is much more better. So I would actually suggest you guys to start using this, because we are also going to follow this way. This is the easiest way of doing it. Okay, this is the easiest way of doing it. Okay, this is better than concatenation, because when it becomes big, when you have a lot of string, when you have a lot of variables, concatenation becomes complex and messier, and this is the best part. Okay, everyone, so are we cleared? Okay, so tomorrow we'll also see what is the next way by which you can write JavaScript, that is external JavaScript, and also we'll see about what is conditions and how they work, what are loops and how they work, and about arrays we'll talk, and about objects we'll also talk. And then after that we'll go for, like on the third day, we will definitely go for a basic DOM manipulation. Surya Prakash is asking, sir, why we are using this inside the script tag? But it's simple. See, this page here is an HTML page. So browser treats this like an HTML page. So basically, for the browser to understand that, don't treat this part as HTML. Treat this part like JavaScript. We need this script tag. By seeing this script tag, the browser understands that this is a JavaScript part, and I don't have to treat it like a normal text or HTML. This is JavaScript, and I have to treat it like JavaScript. Is that cleared? Are we cleared, everyone? Is that Mamta? Same. Script, that script tag is simply made for this, so that we can write JavaScript. That's the syntax. Okay. Tomorrow's timing exactly same, guys. Exactly at 6. So I'll be there. I want you guys to be there, and I also want you guys to call your friends so that we can all learn together. Okay. So I hope you'll call all of your friends and people that want to learn JavaScript with me. Okay. So I'm simply expecting a number higher than this tomorrow. Okay, guys. So please call up all of your friends and everything, and just tell them to attend our sessions, learn everything from us. And yep, that's really cool. So I hope everyone is cleared. Okay, and that's it. And yes, about the assignment, see, today we have not learned that much. Okay, but and okay, just Jyotsna, are you there in the background? So can we also give them the community link so that they can join the group of JavaScript? So guys, there is JavaScript group on the Let's Upgrade community. Okay, and the link of that group, will put it here in the chat section. You can join that group, and doubts related to the session, anything, and if you want to talk with me, you can post your questions on that group, and I will see them and I'll solve them, and also share the files that we are doing here, the files that we are creating, all the things that we are doing here in that group only, and also post the assignments there. Is that clear, everyone? So you can see the group link is in the chat. Just click on it and sign up in Let's Upgrade. Just join that group. It's completely free. Join that group. Be there. I'll post all the files that we are doing here in there. And you can also ask your questions in there and I'll answer it. And also I'll post the assignment question in there in the next 1 hour. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, please don't worry about the assignments. Today we have learned the very simple things. So I'll just post a simple assignment in that group. Okay. It's going to be really simple. It's going to be really simple. Okay. And I want you to do that. So in the next 1 hour, the assignment will be available on that group. So I want every one of you to click on that link and please, please, please join that group, because I'm going to also share all the files that we create here, all the things that we do here in that group only. And you can also directly connect with me, ask your doubts there and I'll answer it. Okay. So the group link is in the chat. Click on it and please join the group. I have also joined the group. You can see it. Okay, everyone. So that's it for today. And I really hope that you enjoyed the session, guys. Please let me in the chats. Did you guys enjoy the session? That is the best thing. That is one thing like I'm here for. Did you guys enjoy the session? Okay, so I really want you guys to enjoy my sessions. I really want you guys to learn everything with me. Okay, so just let me know in the chat, did you guys enjoy or not? And we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time at 6, where we are going to start with the next level of programming. That means we'll learn conditions, loops, arrays, objects, one of the most integral part of JavaScript. And then after that, we surely have DOM manipulation. Okay, okay, that's really cool. Angular or React, choose to beginners. I think you should go for React if it is for beginners. You should go for React if it is for beginners. Okay, and if you know object oriented, then yeah, you can surely go for Angular. But yeah, I think React is much more easier to understand than Angular at the start. Angular is also good, but React is much more easier to understand for beginners. Okay, okay guys, so that's it. Sir, we will discuss jQuery. Yeah, we can discuss about it if you have any doubts, but we're not going to learn it because we only have 3-day sessions, so we have a very limited time, right? So we'll just discuss about it. If you want, you can ask any doubts. I'll tell you all about jQuery to you, but we're not going to learn about it. And yeah, in future maybe we'll have a jQuery essential session as well, so don't worry. Okay, so that's it guys, that's it. Thank you so much, and we'll meet again tomorrow exactly at 6 p.m. I'll wait for you. I hope you'll come with your friends and everyone. So yep, that's it for today guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye everyone. See you tomorrow. The group link is in the chat. The group link in the chat. The group link is in the chat. Okay, please go on Let's Upgrade community, sign in and just join the group, and that's it. I'll be there. You can directly connect to me there. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. Jyotsna, can you please just dump that link in the chat? Yep. See, you can see it, guys. It's continuously going in the chat. Okay. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone. See you tomorrow at 6 p.m.